going on YouTube? My name is Tom Mizzle and you're watching my channel E14 and I'm here doing a review of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta Season 7 Episode 14 Horsing Around. It's not really much in this episode, so I'm just gonna breeze right through it. It started with it ended off about the campfire between Estelita and Sierra. Estelita saying we're gonna pop off, we could pop off and all that extra stuff. And it was Chance to Sierra's talk, but it cut off when Sierra was talking. But now it came back on again, and it wasn't much. They said they squashed that because Sierra said, "You know what? I'm grown into this. This is petty. This is bull crap. And what we need to keep talking about it for." BK said he apologized for saying names to Estelita. He said it's not this type of character. I said, yeah, right. You wanted to say that. And he definitely, we don't know what he said, but I think like he definitely called her a bitch. But it is what it is. He said he apologized. And Spice said she apologized and she'll try to make the best of it at the the rest of the trip and not cause any more troubles. And Rashida was like, see, y'all going through some petty stuff. We going through some real issues. Like his mother just died, and we had to put our issues to a side to make sure we better good for our businesses, good for our family, and stuff like that. So it is what it is. It was that much that I can't fight. They quickly made up. People say they're gonna keep their differences together, they gonna squash their beef and move on. And that's it. Rashida did mention that they were gonna do horseback riding the next day. And Tokyo said, I'm sitting right out. I'm not doing no horseback riding. I'm poor horse. They not carrying my big ass. So I'm sitting out. So that's that. Then we get to see with Tommy. Remember when last time we left off, Tommy, the producer Stephanie, told the cast when they arrived at the Texas trip that Tommy was not going to be filmed with them because she was disrespectful. She was fighting producers. She was fighting security. They can't have that. So they need to stop filming with her for the time being. So now we get a scene where Tommy was going to the Atlanta production office and met with this guy named Joe. Joe is a substance abuse expert. And he sat there with Tommy, and then they gave us a little like a black screen to tell us things that she said she was not filmed because she had does a lot of physical fights with the security and producers. More happened behind the scenes that we didn't know. Also, she was invited to she came to the set uninvited with outside people to come and threaten the producers and their family at their homes and stuff like that. I said, Tommy, that's way too much for you to have no problem. If you're not a drinking problem, you got an anger problem. You need to deal with that. And so the guy Joe, he said, do you know why she's here? She said she don't know why she's here. Can you lie on her? And then he told her about a little situation about what happened, and she said she's crazy. She claims she doesn't have a drinking problem. The guy told her straight up, you have a drinking problem. Like, seriously, Tommy, you have a drinking problem. And the fact that you don't realize that, it's that. And she said she drinks because she was shy, and she drinks to be more social. I mean, that's fine. If you want to have a little drink to be socialized, that's fine. But to the point when we see you, Tommy, scenes after scenes, that every time you go to situations, you always have a drink in hand, and you drink you nonstop. You drinking before that, and then you come to the vet with a lot of alcohol in your drink. It's like, how people not gonna think you're a drinking problem? It's not because you shy, you need to be social. You can do that for a little bit, but not go overboard. And then she said she wanted to cope with different family issues about her mom, and she said her mom was close, and then the guy was bickering, and she didn't want to make her mom proud, and she didn't want her mom dying before she see that Tommy doing better and stuff. So she's having that heavy in her heart, and that's contributing to her drinking. And then her drinking contribute a factor to her anger, enhances her anger, and then she lashes out to other people, which is not good because you're doing the fights, you mess up your career, you mess up your money, Tommy, if you keep doing this and you not accepting the fact that you have a drinking problem. Sometimes the biggest obstacle of a problem and helping dealing with it is you admitting it. So once you admit it, Tommy, that you have a drinking problem or you're alcoholic, and then she told us that alcoholism runs our family. So if you know it's like something that goes through their family, why not trying to break the cycle? And that's what her mother Samantha said. We need to break the cycle because it runs through our family, and it kills a lot of our family members because alcoholism. So you need to deal with that. So he made a decision that they gave her the time to meet with the guy while everybody went to the trip, and he told her that they cannot film with her. And as long as they started film, if they film with her, she needs to stop drinking. It will be no more drinking for her to get filmed again. And Tommy said, I need to work on that. I'll see about that. But hey, Tommy, if what's more important, your money that you need to make sure you got the legacy for your family, for your kids, for your brothers and sisters to look up to you, or the drinking? Because if your drinking continues, then you're not gonna have no longer hip hop platform. We don't have anything else that we know you about. We just know you from the reality TV show. So don't mess with your bread because you cannot handle your situation, your alcohol. So Tommy, get together, get with the program, help yourself out, and do it. It's like you don't need to have alcohol to cope with things. You can do a lot of things to really cope with stress. Do things that you love. You do fashion. Do something like that. Build a business. Do something to keep your mind going. So if you have any issues, that you could deal with that. You could talk it out. You could meet people. You could just work these issues out, but not using a drink as a way to cope with it. Because once you keep doing that every time, you have a drinking problem, and you saying producers are putting this narrative out there that you have a problem. No, the producer will not give you this narrative if you have a problem. If you're not giving them the storyline to begin with, if you're not giving them the reason for this to make them to exploit this issue. Every time we see you have a drink, Tommy. I think the last scene you was not drinking. I think you was drinking some juice or soda, but still, come on. So let's continue with the Tommy bandwagon. So Tommy later on, this was like close to the end of the episode, that she met with her mother Samantha, and she said she wanted to sit down with her mom, and she said her mother made up, so she wanted to sit down and tell her what's going on and see what's going on, see what her mother wanted to talk about, because her mother said she wanted to tell them something and she wanted all her kids to know. So, but all her kids wasn't there. It was just Tommy, and then Samantha told Tommy that she invited her sister Versace. Remember, Tommy and Versace was beefing and going at it. They sisters, and Tommy raised this girl, and Tommy don't like Versace for the reason that Versace called the cops on her, and she had a case and all that stuff. But it would never happen if you never went to a job, Tommy. So that's the problem. Like, you need to look deep into yourself and realize what's causing the problem. You're the one who's causing this problem. It's not Versace. And Versace people at her job call the cops on you, not Versace itself. Whatever the beef y'all have, y'all need to get that together. So it's like y'all sisters. Y'all should not be going at it like this. And so Samantha, Tommy went to tell Samantha what happened, and that the production told her they're not gonna film with her if she don't stop the drinking. And she said she basically got suspended of filming any more scenes with the cast. And Versace and Samantha was like, oh my gosh. And Samantha was telling us that, you know how alcohol runs in the family. That's how I was mentioning earlier in my video. Alcohol runs deep in your family. So she said she got to feel the pain of drinking. That's when she stopped. Because she said, I'll become an alcoholic. And she, before that, Tommy asked her, will you admit, if somebody asks you, do you have an alcohol problem, will you admit it? Samantha said, yeah, I will admit it, because she said it's a problem when I wake up every morning, I have to have a drink. And if I go to bed, I have to have a drink. I'm an alcoholic. And she said it takes a pain in her body to have for her from alcohol, drinking alcohol, that she stopped. And she did stop. And she said, you got a pain, what's going on? So this is what she told them, that she went to the doctor and she had a series of tests, series of tests, and a mammogram, a lot of other tests that she needs to be done on her, and they say it might be something serious. She don't know exactly what is the seriousness of her health problem, but she says if her body's changing and she feels something, so they need to know. So we don't know exactly the cause of what the pain is, but she said she's going to do the test, and she said whatever it is, she just got to ride out and want to make sure her family is strong and could stand withheld the test of times, because at the end of the day, life is short to be bickering about petty things. Y'all can make it. Y'all be stronger as a family together than being divided apart. And they hugged out at the end. Tommy hugged the mother, and Versace came. They hugged, and that was a good touching scene because, come on, it's tough. It's touching to have a family member going through some things, and you can't help them, or you going through your own issue, your own demons, and y'all bickering, and y'all can't support each other because y'all can't stand each other, stand in sight of each other. So I'm glad that they made up and they squashed a little bit what they have, and to come together for the sake for their mother. And see, I hope, Samantha, everything's worked well with you. You don't have any residual health problems. Just hope that whatever it is, it's minor, so you can stick around longer for your kids. Now, majority, the bulk. Oh, that's before I go back to that. Tierra and Jasmine met up, right? And they had a little like a slumber party, dates with the kids. All the kids got together, they playing with together. And Tierra said she wanted to meet Jasmine. She didn't see her for a while, so they was talking back and forth. And Jasmine said she just hoping that what she did was she succeeded. It was done more good than harm, and she just got to make the best of it and just continue on and move in and deal with her son and raise her son Cannon. Tierra was telling us about a little thing that I think King did, or some of her kids did out of the neighbor yard, pooped in the neighbor yard and stuff, and wiped their behind in it, and saying like he's still terrible tools, and it's just hard being a single mother, raising all that kids. I mean, I know she said she had 5 children. I said I forgot she had all that children. So I was like, wow. And I said, none of the kids in their lives, none of the fathers in their kids' life. So more power to you. You raising all the kids yourself, Tierra. But we come to find out that Scrap is not coming out anytime soon. Tierra thought that KK was lying about that, but when she found out, she realized that he's not coming home soon. They thought he's coming home this year, but he's not coming home anytime soon, maybe next year. And so she had to do that. So she asked Jasmine, or no, she told Jasmine about KK meeting with her and wanting to see her son King, and she said she haven't been seeing him for a long time, but now that Scrap is gone, she kept around to want to see him. And Jasmine told her, he said he has a grandma. He has his one grandma. Let him see it because you don't want to grow older. She come away, and he lost his grandma. He lost his time with his grandma. So it's let him see it. What's the worst they could do? She wanted to build a bond and let them build a bond. And she said, "Look at me. It's like Kirk. I have my own son, but Kirk don't want to be involved with her life, and it's crazy that I can't have him around Jill's family if you can't have a beefing with the family members." So it seemed like it's getting to Tierra. Like she said, she said she would think about it. But I think she will let us see it because after Jasmine gave us pep talk, I said, yeah, he only got one grandmother. So I don't know about the other side, but the grandma was father's side. So let the KK see it. It's like she ain't gonna do nothing to that boy. She loves her grandson. Whatever who Tierra is, she loves her grandson. So at the end, Sass, KK meet with Sass. Sass is Scrap brother, and she said she do whatever she doing to make sure she has a foundation for her kids, so when she leave out the earth, her kids and her grandchildren be set. And Sass will say, "Don't worry about it." And she said, "Why are we doing this park? It's so hot outside and everything. It's too much." So we went, and he said, "Look," and both I think. Sass, I think his daughter or son, it looked like a girl, child, and King ran and said, "Hey, grandma," and she was so happy. She was hugging him, like almost hugging him to death. He was like, ah, it was like so happy because she said she didn't see him for 2 years. So I was like, wow, that's a long time for not see a grandchild. But sometimes families go through that. They go through issues, they go through problems with different baby mamas and different family members and issues, and you try to have to deal with it the best as you can for going on for 2 years. I'm just happy that she said whatever we went through, now I can be able to see him. I don't care any issues. I'll be able to see him, and I'm going to stoke it up whatever time I can get him to see him. So let's do that. So I'm glad that Tierra Sad said he reached out to Sierra, and Sierra decided she would, I guess they met up and go to the park and then see her grandchild. And I said they were happy, they were playing around. And just noticed that she wasn't playing around with the other one because she sees her other grandchild a lot. So she was just happy to see King, and that's it. So the bulk of this episode was the horseback riding. They had a good time. Sierra was having a hard time on horse. The horse was not behaving, was not listening to her, and everything. They said you got to kick the horse, make sure you the boss. And she said, "No, give me yours, give me yours, give me yours." She got off, and then later on, Tokyo Erica decided not to do the horseback riding. So Tokyo decided to pay a dinner for them because their last night before they go back to Atlanta. And she met with Erica. They had a little heart to heart. It was a nice little touching scene. Tokyo was saying about a lot of things, her childhood affected her decisions today. And she said she was going to go back to that thing how she was. And she said she wasn't, every time she get into arguments and beef, she said she's not mad that they got her under the skin. She's just mad that she let them take her there to the place that she's trying to get rid of. And she said she's 23 years old and she's been through a lot. And Erica said she understands Tokyo because she was through her same situation, that how she was going through her childhood and how a lot of things affected her, how she is now. And Erica asked her, do you know what's going on in your childhood that affected you? Because Erica opened up that she got molested and everything, and Tokyo was not ready to disclose that. But Erica gave her the advice that whatever you're going through, it make you stronger. Find a way to deal with it, and you can talk it out and do whatever you do to make sure you be a better person and be you, be who you are. And that's it. And then they had the dinner. Sierra met with Cardi, and they talk about a little thing. I guess they squashed that little beef they had. Cardi said she might try to be too messy anymore and not try and get in people's business. Jock and Carly, they kind of reconnected. They become good friends, and it's like they always had good chemistry. So anyway, whatever problems they having, they gonna go back and forth. They gonna continue going on and talk and be good for each other. And that's it. It wasn't too much. I'm not going to really go deep into it. BK Blasco, he went to took Sierra outside, gave a little candlelight gesture that we seen before. I love you, and in candlelight. So she said, but she said, don't feel like this is the thing that you need to do to get back to me because I'm still upset about what's going on. She didn't sign the papers yet and everything, but they will soon. And he was still being defensive when she brought up what's her name, Amber. He ain't really defensive with Joy because he don't know about Joy, but every time Amber go out, he always getting defensive. I said, whatever, man, you did what you did. You slept with girls, whatever, you still cheated. And he said, once you get fully divorced, I will go full force for you. So until then, that's it. And then later on, they was in the bed together, making up. She said, people get second chances. I said, yeah, he's a dog, so ain't no second chances, whatever. He's still going to do with him because he's still not divorced yet. So he's still going to do him with his Joy until you get your divorce and like see what will happen after that. And we saw Kurt and Rashida slept in the same bed. I guess, who's surprised? We know she was going to take him back anyway, especially after his mother died. So that's like, drop all her guards down, and they just went backward to him. And they packing up and go back to Atlanta and everything. Erica and Spice left early to be with their families and handle some things. Kirk and Rashida decided to leave later. So everybody else got together and going back, they had a little couple of people talking, giving little side comments like it was like an end episode. Was it's not the last episode. But they said it was second chances being given. Beef was squashed. Relationship was being repaired. So I guess it was a good trip overall with the Do Ranch, even though it's not what they wanted. They wanted a hotel, but they had a good time at the Do Ranch, and leave it as that. So that was all basically what the episode is. Hope you liked this episode. Please, if you can, subscribe to my channel. Help build my channel up. My name is Tom Mizzle. My channel is Mizzle14. And talk to y'all later. Peace.